serve others, love all. Just give back, help each other, you know what I mean? If you see someone broke down on the side of the road, like, go help them, you know what I mean? Like, just get out of ourselves, serve others, and love all. Like, I always tell people too, World War III is going to be caused from offense, people taking offense. And I feel like so many people take offense and it causes so many issues. But if we just show love, you know, instead of offense and forgiveness, it would change a lot of things, I think. So definitely just serve others and love all.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Talk to me more about mindset shift. Is there anything that really helped? I mean, you learned, was that mostly what you learned in Georgia was, I mean, obviously abstaining from, but also just processing things? Was there any type of mindset shifts you put on yourself, or is it just really learning and growing?
Yeah, there was a lot of different, they literally almost, the way I explained it too at Genesis, like they almost like strip you bare naked and then put you in front of everybody. And that way you're like totally exposed and you can't hide anything. Like they want, that's almost how it feels in a way. And I feel like there was a lot of mindset changes that I had, but I feel like they kind of happened gradually.
Sure.
Throughout like the journey of Genesis, because I've learned a lot about myself and different things. Like I know for me, in order for me to stay sober, I have to stay plugged in a community for sure, and then give back. I have to give back, and then the other thing was working out, which I had kind of gotten away from, and now I'm doing like my calisthenics again because I was starting to gain weight to where I was like, oh man. And I was able to catch it. And so now I've gotten to a point where I've plateaued, and I know the only way I'm going to get out of this part is if I start in like cardio, that type of stuff. So yeah, those are the three things that I know that I have to do as far as like keeping my mindset straight. Like going to church, staying in a community, whether it's church or, which I am plugged in community at church, but, or just like a solid friend group. And then, so those are the three things that I have to do for sure. And giving back, which that's something that I want to do more of. When I was in Atlanta, we used to go and feed the homeless a lot and pray with them. And that's something that I like actually really miss, because you build relationships with them and you're just there for them. You know what I mean? Just in any way that you can. And I liked giving back in that way too.
If you're interested, my church does it every fifth quarter. But we go down and feed the homeless in OKC. It's called Feed His Sheep.
Wait, Feed His Sheep?
And we call it Feed His Sheep.
Okay.
But I can get you more information. Maybe next time we're doing it, you can do it. Otherwise, you can just show up on a Sunday morning and...
Y'all do it Sunday morning?
It's Sunday morning, like at 8 o'clock.
See, I play drums for 2 different churches on Sundays, so I'm normally tied up till like 2 p.m.
Not happening then.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't happen. But like that's just a sorry excuse, because like I could just go and do it. And granted, there's some sketchy, like even in Atlanta, there was some areas where that we weren't allowed to go. Like one time we went and there was AKs going off, like literally AKs going off. Yeah, it was crazy. And so we left, and then they basically decided that we were not allowed to go back to that area anymore. But yeah, it's something that I want to do more of. Like I do give back in other ways.
No, it's big, yeah. And it's, for me, giving back is a way to get my attention, the attention off of me. And I think that's a lot of times why we fall to substances, right? Is it's all about us.
Yeah.
And it's all about our world and self-gratification. And when you can give back, number one, it establishes that there's other people out there besides you. But it also feels really good to give back. Sure.
Yeah, no, it's healing in a way, and humbles you. And the fact too, for me, is like that could have been me. Like that's another revelation that I had not too long ago, is that like if I didn't have the foundation that I have, like with my parents and like with the church, or even just all the prayer that I get, I should be dead or on this, or like homeless. Like my actions and the choices that I've made and how many times I've had to restart, like I shouldn't be here right now. I should have been with my friend when he passed, or like I said, on the streets asking for money. So I'm very grateful for what my parents have, just the unconditional love that they've showed me with that, for sure.
That's cool. Okay, let's talk about your video editing and all that. So how did you just start doing that? You come back from Georgia and you just start doing that a little bit here and there?
So I come back from Georgia, and I actually had a decent job coming out from Georgia, but of course I relapsed and I missed that opportunity. Like, I was set up to make like almost six figures when I was like 24, and of course I messed that up, and by my actions for sure.
Sure.
And then, so it was really my second marriage. We were struggling. I was hurting for money, and that's why really I normally don't do unemployment, but they were doing so much where it's like, man, I'm going to take advantage of this because we're really struggling. And even at Amazon, I was struggling as well, like, because I was paying child support and then doing insurance. My take home was like probably like $260 something a week. So I was making like nothing, just, barely getting by basically. And I told myself, like, I can't do this. Like, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? And so that's when I decided that I want to get back into video production. And also COVID happened. And so video was really huge.
Oh, sure.
That, like, there was like a huge wave of people wanting videos and stuff like that. And so I was like, let me try to ride this wave a little bit. And like I said, that whole time, my breaks, I was watching videos, researching, learning, figuring out. Because again, that, like I said, that had been like a decade. So technology's changed. There's new platforms. There's new apps. So having to relearn, I have a solid foundation of like how to do things. And I'm a sound engineer. I was a sound engineer for our church for a while. So I have a background with like sound engineering, and then I'm a musician as well. So I have an ear for like music and audio and stuff like that. But yeah, so when I was at Amazon researching everything, trying to learn as much as I can of what to buy, how to get a good start and start making money now, basically. Yeah. And so that's where all my free time went. Like, and it even got to a point too where when I started buying gear, all my free time while I was working, I could edit on my phone. So I would edit on my phone, like on all my off hours, basically. It was a lot. Like, I remember back those days, cause I was working 12-hour shifts. So like I would go to bed at like 8 a.m., wouldn't wake up till like 2, 3, 4 p.m. And granted, I have kids. And so when I wake up, I got to eat, get ready, and then go to work. So I wasn't even seeing, and then I get my daughter on the weekends and I work the weekends. So one, I wasn't able to go to church during that time, which is a big no-no for me. And then on my weekends when I had my daughter, I didn't even get to see her. And so basically, I'll say all of that. I wanted change. Like, I was not happy. I was depressed. I was not doing good. And so that's when I started Sola. And just started growing and growing and growing to that point where I eventually quit Amazon and then went full time with it. But yeah, I love it. It's like my passion.
What has been the biggest challenge of starting a business?
I think it's the inner battle, because I'm definitely, and that's another thing that I'm working on, is comfortability, like complacency, basically, in a way. Like I always want to be comfortable, and especially probably with the addiction is like, you want to feel comfortable, and you take this and you feel comfortable. So I'm realizing that about myself more and more now. But that was, sorry, the question again?
One of the biggest struggles of running a business.
That was, is basically being the boss. And now I don't have to be somewhere at 8 or 5. So really,
it's all up to you.
Yeah, it's up to me. You know what I mean? And so like I can very easily get on my computer, get on my phone, see something, before you know it, it's been 2 hours and I'm laying back on my phone like this. And so having to have more discipline in my life. Like now, I learned that in the beginning, but now I've realized that about myself in the beginning. But so now what I do is when I'm editing, I put my phone on silent, or I'll put it away far from me to where it can't distract me. So it's like I'm constantly learning things about myself and then trying to fix them and grow. But that was like, I think the biggest thing is just not getting lazy, but not getting complacent with, just the day-to-day stuff.
Well, and I think that's a constant struggle. Because even as there's a book I read last year called The Great Leap, and he talks about success. What happens with people in success is they, it's really hard and they climb the ladder and then they plateau. And a lot of times they plateau because they're scared of the next thing. And they get, maybe they're super successful, but they do like most people plateau at some point. You know, very few people continue to push into the hard like you were doing early on and continue to grow. Like, we have unlimited potential if we'll do that, but we often get to a point in plateau.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And we get comfortable, you know, and we say, oh, this is all I need.
Yeah, this is kind of, I'm coasting by now.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy, not so many new stresses.
Yeah. Making enough to get by. Everyone's happy. Just going to take it easy, live the good life.
Yeah. No, that's definitely where you're right. It's a constant thing, because I was there in the back, and now I'm even there just a little bit now, where it's like I need to challenge myself in other ways. And I am kind of doing that now with just different ways that I'm shooting. I'm shooting different content now. It's not very so much just like straight talking head straight on. I'm able to do a little bit more cinematic type stuff, and that's what I really love. I'm also filming this guy that's a musician, talented musician. Like, he's just went to Paris to perform for John Batiste, not the wrestler. He's like a pianist. He's really incredible. But like doing stuff like that, I love, where I can light them how I want. I don't have someone telling me, hey, I want this professionally lit 3-point lighting and the XLR cables. Like, I can do I can be creative with it. And I love doing that. And I'm able to get in that a little bit more. But doing that, there are new challenges that are different compared to just doing a straight on headshot talking video, you know?
Yeah, that's good. If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. Mindsetshop.com. I think that's good, you know, to even try to be intentional with your creativity. I mean, you just said it. You're doing XYZ right now and you really like it because you haven't done it before. Yeah. And continuing to lean into the things that are different, rather than just same old.
Yeah, I think I don't do well with doing the same thing over and over. I'm definitely a creature of habit, but I also have patterns. And like before in like my addiction, I've noticed like a 6-month pattern where I'll do good for like 6 months, and then something will happen, or I'll get depressed, or the same old day to day gets monotonous and I don't like it. Granted, that 6 has definitely changed now. Like I can go longer than 6 months now without feeling that way. But yeah.
So you've kind of you've experienced the highs and lows. How do you keep yourself grounded to what you know and what you need to continue to do, and just pushing forward, living intentionally?
I think I really like I said before, those 3 things, like it always comes back to that, because with those 3 things, it helps me in so many different ways. Like even just giving back, like there's so many valuable things that you can get from giving back. But I think of course, God has been huge for me, and I can actually go to church now too. So before my old job, I couldn't go to church. And so now I can go to church, but those are definitely the 3 things that will keep me grounded. And I think even too, for people that have addictions that are in recovery, like identifying those things that keep you grounded are huge, and continuing those, because there's been times where I've stopped doing that, and no, I didn't relapse, but maybe that's what caused me to get depressed or to go through that depression or whatever the case may be. But yeah, those are definitely, I'm trying to think if there was something else that really kept me grounded, but I think those three things were like the main. I always go back to those because they've really kept me on track, out of my recovery. And even Genesis, like it's easy to get sober, but it's hard to stay sober. You know what I mean? It's very easy to get sober, but staying sober. And I've had so many people, my friends, die, after you can go into rehab, and I still, every year after year, it's just more people and more people. And granted, that was the crowd I was around, so I know a lot of people. But it's just how easy it can happen. If you don't have those things that can keep you grounded.
Let's say someone's listening to this. I know there's someone listening to this who's identifying with the struggle. What advice do you have for them?
The biggest thing I would say is definitely go to a rehab. Get help. and recognize that you have, and maybe you've been to a bunch of rehabs, or maybe you haven't been to one rehab. If you haven't been to one rehab, you have to get real with yourself and recognize that you have a problem. You won't change until then, and don't do it for anyone but yourself. If you go in the beginning, if you go and do it for someone else, it would be hard to maintain. Like you have to do it for yourself. Like if it wasn't for me, being broken, where I'm living on couch to couch, you know what I mean? Staying in abandoned houses and donating plasma for, you know what I mean, for my fix. Like, I don't know, I could be still living the same life maybe. But definitely in the beginning, do it for yourself, recognize you have a problem, and go and get help, and be okay to go get help. I always tell people, like, once you have been in recovery for a while, like now I still do it for myself, but now I've added other things, like, layers. You know what I mean? I've added the other layers. But in the beginning, I definitely recommend do it for yourself. And if you've been to rehab a bunch of times, then that kind of shows, one, you have an enabler in your life somewhere. And then, or two, you're not ready. You haven't been broken yet. And until then, you'll just keep repeating the same pattern. And hopefully it doesn't end.
So how does somebody know when they're ready? Is it a mindset? I mean, they just have to want it bad enough?
I think so. You know what I mean? A lot of times it happens in jail too. Like they'll, but the parent that pulls them out of jail, they don't experience that jail time. You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to. Is like they need to sit in their crap for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need to sit there and smell it and realize the pain that they've caused other people, or else they're not going to change. You know what I mean? If they're able to get, and that's why I say parents can love their kids to death, because those are normally the enablers. And that will cause your kid to repeat the patterns. You know what I mean? Like if God didn't banish Adam and Eve, they would have just kept doing the same thing over and over and over.
It's really hard being a parent and not being an enabler, because you do love your kids.
Yeah.
And you buy into, well, if I don't do X, Y, Z, then I'll lose touch with them or whatever. So it's hard.
Yeah, no, I'm realizing, even on a smaller scale, on not on like a, a drug scale, but like a smaller scale, I'm realizing how easy it is to enable our kids, because we love them so much and want the best.
Justify.
Yeah, exactly.
We justify enabling them because we love them, and we forget that love is tough sometimes.
Yeah. And I think that's too, because my wife is, and I think that's why I definitely we have a good fit too, you know what I mean? Because I've been through what I've been through, and she has her own experiences, but like I'm able to help her in those areas where it's like, we need to be tough on them right now. You know what I mean? Because
it's good.
I know how powerful it is.
It's a good thing.
It really is.
And not that I'm super tough to my kids, but I can be.
I'm so weak too. I'm so weak.
Yeah. Andrew, tell me, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
20-year-old self. I need to almost put myself back where I was when I was 20. I guarantee you I was probably living in an abandoned apartment somewhere, like back then.
Like a vacant?
Yeah, like a vacant apartment.
So if you could come into that room and talk to you, what would you say?
That's tough, because a part of me like really feels like I've been through my experiences, and I would have hoped
I
to have,
understand.
you know what I mean?
What you're saying.
I would have rather gone a different route, but like it's kind of made me who I am and brought me to where I am.
Sure.
But man, that's tough, because I don't know. A part of me would.
And like I agree, like
You know
our
what I mean?
circumstances make us who we are. But maybe you'd say, hey, go to church sooner.
Yeah. No, I think I would definitely
Break the cycle.
encourage help, you know what I mean? Or at least tell him to, really church, you know what I mean? But I guess
Or
the
maybe
reason why
just reflect on people he's hurting.
I think the reason why I'm struggling is because no matter what I would have told that 20-year-old person,
He would not have listened.
He wouldn't have listened to anything. And I think that's why I'm struggling to answer this question, is because I know how it would have been, and it's like it's hard. Like my mindset was just completely different, to where even if it was my same like if the future self who's experienced and has more gray hair came to me, I still wouldn't listen to him, because that's how much control it has over you. But yeah, I think that's why I was struggling to answer
that's
that
fair.
one for
That's
sure,
fair.
because I was It was bad, man. I should definitely not be here. I should be dead for sure. Absolutely 100%. Not even in jail, like dead. Yeah, it was bad.
So have there been any books or quotes along the way that have really helped and inspired you?
Yes, I struggle with books, honestly. I'm definitely the guy of like, once they come out with the movie, then I'll just watch
you'll
the
do the
movie.
movie.
But I know everyone tells me how much the books are so much better. And
How about a quote?
I have some quotes, but I will say this, the books though, and it leads me to the quote, but the books part, it's like I even struggle to read like the fake stories. Like the only book that I can read is really the Bible or like a history book, like only like factual type stuff. So like really, I don't have a favorite book or even a quote, but it's more of just like scriptures that I really lean on. And one of them is I have the Hebrews 13:5, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. That hit hard for me just because that whole time I felt like God had abandoned me and look at me, woe is me. But literally that time where I was probably close to ODing, he was right there, you know what I mean? And he was always there every step, like helping me and, guiding me to not make this, maybe not get in this car today, maybe decide just to walk here instead. You know what I mean? I feel like he was always there no matter what. And the other quote, and I forget, I think it's in Philippians, but it basically says, brothers and sisters, no, I have not arrived, but I'm not looking at the past anymore, and I'm looking forward to what basically God has in store
to what is
for
in
me.
front.
Yeah, to what's in front. That's been huge because a lot of times, and I still struggle with it because I have, shame and guilt sometimes. But don't look at the back in the past, look forward, you know what I mean? And so that's what I've been really trying to do. Cause I've paid my dues. Basically I've apologized to who I need to apologize. I've righted my wrongs, you know what I mean? And, I've had the hard talks with the people that I've had to talk to. So I have no reason to feel shame and guilt. I still feel bad for my actions for sure. But yeah, so that's huge because I don't want to live in the past. I can't, if it'll hurt me in the long run. So looking to
living in the past is terrible.
Yeah.
A really strong book for me last year was Personality Isn't Permanent. And he makes a case early on in the book that we let our past define us, right? We say, well, this is who I am because X, Y, Z. And with that comes limitation. And so really just trying to do away with that, the past, and today's a new day.
Yeah.
And he doesn't come I don't think he's a believer. He's Mormon, actually, Benjamin Hardy. But he doesn't come at it from a scriptural basis at all. But, we know from Corinthians, the old is gone, the new has come.
Yeah.
And in Christ, we can become a new man. But, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. No buts. But we cannot let our past define us. Because when it does, that's what Satan likes to bring up, right? And tell us, you moron, you did X, Y, Z. You don't have a right to do X, Y, Z.
Yep.
You're a loser. In fact, you need this. So that's good. Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link. I'm curious, what do your parents think of you now?
They're definitely proud of me, for sure. I don't think I even shared it, but there was times where my mom would, while I was sleeping, she would literally go and put her ear next to my mouth and make sure that I was breathing or that I was alive, because just how bad I was. Like, she literally was worried that she was going to come home in my room and I'd be dead, from OD. And so I can't imagine that part. So just to show you how extreme it was, and to now, I'm, able to pay my rent and my bills, and, I'm starting something that I love and I'm passionate about, and starting something new. they're definitely very proud now of what I've, overcome and then been able to accomplish. And they're still believing in more. Like they've always said that I've had, because I was younger than all my brothers, like they always say that this one is good at this one's good at this one's good at this, but you have all of those three in one type of thing. They've always said that about me. And I think it's because I was the youngest and I got a lot from my siblings and my parents and stuff like that. So she still believes in me, and my parents, my dad still believes in me and all of that. And yeah, they're super proud.
That's what I was thinking as you were telling your story. Like your parents have seen everything.
Yeah.
And so they must just be so thankful. And
yeah, because if I would have died, there would be no, like, also I have the first grandchild. I'm the youngest, but I have the first biological grandchild. I also have some, my brother.
The first is always a favorite,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. No, I think she gets special, and she's deaf, so she gets a little bit more special treatment than most, I think.
That's cool. So do you know sign language?
No, because she has cochlear, so she can hear.
Okay.
She knows sign language, and I want to learn, but I think I haven't learned it just because she can hear. She's able to hear. But it is something that I want to do because she does know how to sign, and she can sign. I know very little. Like, I could basically communicate with her, but she's actually really good at reading lips. So even if she doesn't have her cochlears on,
she can figure it out.
She can kind of figure out. And also I'm able to sign in my own way too. And I know like baby sign, like basic sign. But yeah, I do. That's something that I want to do for sure, is learn. Because I always think about that too. They talk about EMPs and all of that, and God forbid, worst case scenario, an EMP or whatever, like her cochlears would be done and she would be deaf. So the only way to communicate would be through sign language. So that's been,
you'd learn real quick then.
Yeah. So I do want to learn though, for sure.
Tell me, if this is your final message, what's your final message to the world? What do you want the world to know?
I think my message now is really my SOLA message and what SOLA stands for. Well, first I want to say, if anyone is struggling with addiction, please go get help. It's not a life that you want to live. And if you continue that life, you'll live it. And hopefully you don't have to learn the lesson of being in the grave to learn that lesson. So go get help before it gets worse. Just go do it. But the SOLA message that I really think has helped me and what I believe in and what I try to live on a day-to-day basis. And it's how I discovered the name SOLA, was serve others, love all. And I think that's been huge for me. And that's also another thing that keeps me grounded. Or part of that is with the three that I talked about, but serving others and loving all, because for sure. Just give back, help each other. You know what I mean? If you see someone broke down on the side of the road, like just they waiting for go help them. You know what I mean? Like, just get out of ourselves, serve others, and love all. Like I always tell people too, World War III is going to be caused from offense. People taking offense. And I feel like so many people take offense and it causes so many issues. But if we just show love, instead of offense and forgiveness, it would change a lot of things, I think. So definitely just serve others and love all. That's good.
Andrew, how do people find, follow, and like you?
So on Facebook, it's just Andrew Velasquez. And on Instagram, I believe it's at SolaPro, SOLAPRO. But yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm sure you'll see Tez has a lot of ads of videos that I've done. So I'm sure you've seen one of my videos probably on social media, whether you realize it or not. But yeah, we'd love to connect with any video production needs, or if you are in recovery or an addiction currently and you want to talk to somebody, and I could get you plugged in with people who can help you as well. Just let me know, DM me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Super honored.
Yeah, for sure. Just wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways in which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.